Good evening, y'all. I wonder, I wonder how everybody's doing tonight. I'm lost. Caught me off guard. I looked up and it was showtime. So good evening. Whenever you get a chance to check out this video, I hope everything tonight will be very informative. I'm waiting on my co-host to drop through. It's going to be the first Health is Wealth panel. Get this link. I had to hurry up and scramble because I had music going in the background. I was reading. I looked up and it said showtime. Oh, okay, a minute. Because I know I ain't been live that long. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me drop off camera for a hot second. I don't know what my neighbors got going on. Y'all probably can hear that. But we're going to get some information going out tonight. I'm waiting on my co-host. And we're supposed to start at 7. I haven't heard from anybody. So how's everybody evening going? Okay, Faith, how you feeling today? Hey, how you doing today? Faith say she gonna be in the skybox. I'll jump back on camera in a minute. I'm sitting up here moving around. Really bad day. Storm has me hurting all over. How are you? Just getting off for work and took a shower and gobbled my food down so I could get here on time. I've been in here. I just hadn't hit live yet, and then I looked up and my little time had ticked off. Face, I hope you get to feeling better. That's how I was feeling yesterday. The the dampness from the little storm we had and the little it was drizzling and stuff and the rain kind of like had me aching. I see a little people rolling on in here, so hopefully. How you doing, BB? BB, how your day been? Let me check something. I'll come back on camera. I ain't doing nothing. gobble my food down so darn fast. Hold on. Oh, okay, I see it. I had to see. I see it on. I had to go on my phone because I couldn't see it from here. I don't know where my my co-host. Oh, that is cool. You know what? She probably copied and pasted because I do that on. Okay, there we go. Rocking and rolling. So I guess it's just gonna be two of us tonight. So Shelly, before I bring you up, let me just go ahead and welcome everybody. Good evening, and I pray that everyone had a blessed and productive day today. And I want to welcome you all to the first Health is Wealth panel. And I have Edge Hutchinson in the back, so I don't know if anything happened with Joyce while she isn't here. There we go. Everybody's here. I guess everybody's coming in a little late, so I'm gonna go ahead and add everybody to the stream. Let me change that.
Hey y'all.
Hey there, how y'all doing, lady?
Hey everybody.
What's up, BL?
Hello, Polo, and hello, Joyce. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You clear.
I don't know if there's something going on with YouTube, but when you went live, it showed it had like a notification, but then when you go down, I couldn't find the live. And then I had to go back all the way up to the bell part. So that may be an issue. So what I want to do, just in case is I don't know if I told you that I'm having Wi-Fi issues, so I'm on my cell phone. I want to share out the live, and then I'm going to come right back in here. I want to share it to my wall so that some of my people can come over.
Okay, I see Coach White just made it. How you doing, Coach White? So you're gonna drop down and come back?
Yeah,
That's fine.
I want to share it to my wall, and I only have one device, so I'm coming right back. It just took me longer to get on here because of YouTube notification. I'll be right back.
I was told to send the link out, but I ain't behaved because I got off late. I got off late.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Okay. How you doing, Coach White? How your day been?
Hey everybody.
BL, what's the deal, cuz? Joyce, how was your day?
It was okay. It was kind of slow. It's been kind of slow out here. But I'm in a new area, so I'm trying to learn this area and see like how the market is. But other than that, I had just came from IHOP, got me some dinner, and trying to make sure I don't get the itis.
You will not get the itis on this live. I'm glad your butt on camera so you can't get the itis.
I know.
All right, cuz. All right, Bill. Let me drop this link again. Just in case she didn't catch it.
Oh, I'm sorry. TC can't be here. TC, hey, Almond Brown. TC had a work event that just popped up.
Okay, that's fine.
She had reached out to me, but from the time I've been running around DFW.
Oh, you been out there shopping?
I ain't been shopping.
I'm gonna have to show y'all my hat that I bought from Armin Brown, a fedora. I'm gonna need me a pimp feather for that mug. That mug bad. I just opened it right before. It's like the day is just moving so fast. I didn't have a chance. I didn't have no breaks today. I've been cutting hair since 9 a.m.
Hey BL, is that the BL that hates me that be over there?
Oh, don't start that, Joyce. We getting along.
I'm trying to make sure which BL this is.
Hey, and she spoke, so we ain't. Hey, we gonna get it. And she spoke.
Yes, that's why I'm like.
Oh, she said it is her.
Oh, okay. Hey BL, how you doing?
Y'all a miss.
Hey,
nice speaking to you.
Hey, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
I get caught off guard sometimes if I get cussed out in one room and hey in the next. I get caught off guard sometimes.
We're gonna have peace tonight.
We're gonna have peace in the valley. Yes,
We in peace lane over here. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And
y'all, so I did a little bit. You want to go ahead and start? I just know I did a little investigation.
Okay.
I don't know if you got you said I flip flight. Okay. So the Twitter.
You pop it on camera tonight, or you change your mind? It's been one of them days, sis. She don't even hear me.
And she on mute.
No.
Thank you, Coach White.
There she go.
I'll text you when this is over.
Okay, that's okay. As long as we got you here.
Yeah.
So did you look up the tweet from Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, I caught a couple of them.
Okay, so first of all, hey Face Yaya.
She's not feeling too good, so she said she's gonna be in the skybox, but she's listening.
Oh, okay. First of all, so I had looked up the tweet, and it's something weird going on.
Mm-hmm.
As far as let me pull it up. So Nicki was talking about. Let me find the one she said. She said they want you to get vaccinated for Met. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. They want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grips your head and face, not that loose one. So is that the one we're referring to, or is it some more?
No, the one I'm talking about was where she was saying that it was I guess it was a friend. I don't know if it's a family member or a friend who got the jab. I got to remember who got the jab. And then they ended up getting swollen testicles, and now they're impotent. So the wedding got canceled. So she was basically saying that they shouldn't be bullying people. People need to be informed. But at the end of the day, sometimes when you get sick or something happens, you equate it back to, like, maybe it didn't have nothing to do with the jab. And I'm not really for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it could be. And if it is, they need to be more honest about that. Because just like how Joyce gave us the information before, how it affects the women's menstrual cycle. And I believe it also affects, is it your eggs, Joyce?
Well, I know I have heard women that have had hysterectomies or premenopausal, that once they get it, they have started spotting. So that I have heard that.
That's what happened to me, and I was like, and when I went to the VA or to the VA hospital, the doctor didn't believe that I had a hysterectomy, because he was like, you can't have a hysterectomy and bleed. I was like, I know what I seen.
Right.
And then you know how you all of us are females. You know how you ovulate and it tugs on you.
I'm
sure I've had 3 babies.
I ain't talking about you.
Oh, so you know how you ovulate and it tugs in your ovary area. So y'all,
I've never again.
When I've had pain during ovulation.
I've been vaccinated, BL.
I have too.
So we 2 to 1. We're not here to jab shame. It's to each his own. We just here to talk about it, give out a little information. And
Voodoo says she's fully vaccinated and she didn't have the bleeding. I don't know if it's
everybody don't have it.
Right.
I'm a whole man out here, but I didn't have it. But my daughter is on Depo. She not pre she not premenstrual, but she started spotting. And you know, with Depo, it actually stops your cycle. So
Mhm.
she actually
Well, since we're talking about health as well, let's segue into I was on Depo and I was about I was like in my 20s. This was after, yeah, about 20 something. I ended up getting pregnant while I was on Depo. And I didn't know I was pregnant. I
Oh.
found out I was pregnant when I had a miscarriage, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
why you
And
tell the story?
most people don't have a cycle when they're on Depo, but I
Mhm.
had the reverse situation and had nonstop bleeding
Wow.
all the time. And they kept saying, well, get another shot because maybe you need to let it build up in your system again, for the 3 months.
Hmm.
And this was around the time when they had that other birth control. Remember, there was like matchsticks that they was putting
Yeah,
underneath the girls.
Norplant.
More
Norplant.
plant. Okay.
Yeah, the
And
Norplant.
that's when those was getting lost, under the skin and stuff.
Hmm.
So I was never really good with birth control pills, like keeping up with it. I would forget. And then, after you done forgot about 2 days, 3 days. So I said, let me try Depo-Provera. Depo-Provera was awful for me. But
Hey, bench thinker.
but okay, they said Coach White says Nikki is lying. 1 minute she has C. Oh, I never knew she said she had it.
Yeah, that's all we gonna. When you finish this, we're gonna go back to Nikki. So you on a good topic right now because we gotta
Okay.
touch that Nikki because she did say that. But keep going.
Oh my God, I didn't know she said. And it says, okay, the minute she was in her pool with the baby, and now her cousin has big balls. I think he has blue balls. Girl.
Nicki Minaj, yeah, we talking about her. And BB said, BL said, I've had Deb for over 10 years. Hold on, before we answer this, but let me go back to BL. BL, Shelly's story is my story. My last daughter, I was on Depo. And you know what reverses Depo that they don't tell you?
What?
Antibiotics.
Oh.
So I'm on Depo, taking the shot religiously, not missing. And all of a sudden, I get this real bad backside pain. And I'm at work and I'm drinking like milk or Maalox just out the bottle because I'm thinking it's gas. So all of a sudden I go to the doctor because I couldn't take the pain no more. And then they told me I'm having no cycles or nothing. And they told me that she took the pregnancy test. I was like, I'm not pregnant. You came back. She said, I got some good news. I just started crying. I was like, that ain't no good news. But come to find out, I ended up having like strep throat, like some weeks or a month earlier. I can't remember the exact time frame. And those antibiotics weaken the Depo. So if anybody out there that's taking Depo and they prescribe you antibiotics for a cold or sinus infection or anything like that, you want to be careful if you're still having sex unprotected that you can get pregnant.
Wow.
This is the first time I ever heard this, Polo, and now I'm trying to think. I'm wondering. I mean, it's so long ago. I'm wondering if I had maybe a cold or sinuses. I'm wondering if I had took any type of um antibiotics.
I had took 2 shots, and what they did tell me was because if my child would have been a boy, it would have affected him more because I had been taking that. I had two of those doses while I was pregnant, and by her being a girl, it wouldn't affect her like her development.
Oh
You know
my
what?
goodness.
That's true. I've heard anytime you have a you lose a baby, and Jaden had a twin. Jaden's twin didn't make it. And I know it was a boy because boys I know y'all don't think, I'm not sure, but they are the weaker sex, and they die in utero a lot more than girls do.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've heard that before.
Well, I have an uncle that was a twin. My grandmother had two boys, and one died.
Mm-hmm. Jaden did that. I thought it was Jaden, because when I went to the hospital, it came out in the toilet. I screamed. I was like, it didn't hurt me or nothing. I didn't even know. I knew I was pregnant, but nothing was wrong. Right. Got up on a Saturday morning. I was up at my grandmother's house. Got up on a Saturday morning, went to the bathroom, came out in the toilet, and I was crying, and grandmama came in there and looked. I went to the emergency room. I did not find out until Monday. They turned the ultrasound machine and all that, they turned it down. I couldn't hear a heartbeat, nothing. Went to the doctor that following Monday, and Jaden was still in there.
I think
I know there was something my grandmother saw it. She was like, "You done lost that baby."
You can have a miscarriage like that. Just a lot of people can give birth on the toilet, just going to the bathroom regularly and actually pass a whole baby. BB Nice, I don't want to miss your question. So her question is, and then because it's something else that Armin said at the bottom. Okay. My question is, has there been any proof that these isolated incidents equated to the vaccine? Which isolated incidents, BB Nice, that you're referring to? And then we go down to, how you doing, Mr. Pisces? And then Armin Brown said, my best friend had 4 kids while her tubes were tied. This sounds very dangerous.
Yeah.
Hello, Willie.
Hey, Willie.
She said, "Not makes you gain weight." It do make you gain weight. Any birth control will make you gain weight. Some of the symptoms was hair loss, weight gain, and sometimes it can actually make you sterile. Yeah, Voodoo said that is true. I guess it's all birth control. She said antibiotics make your BC fail.
Hey, Mr. Pisces. Wow.
So she said, I had the hysterectomy because the depot depleted my bone density, so it wasn't worth staying on. Right. It's always something that we was talking about that one time. It's going to help something, and then it's going to affect something else. So while it was stopping you from being pregnant, it was just tearing up your bone density, and you need that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I don't know if, I don't think mine is just an isolated.
Oh, check that out. I got pregnant with my twins while wearing the patch.
Damn.
I had one too, Coach White. That's crazy. Let me drop this link in just in case she comes back. So we're gonna go back to Nikki right quick.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see, paste.
And while you going back to that, how you feeling? Is you tired? How is everything?
Just a little bit. My feet was burning. It was so long.
Oh,
how you doing? My feet, the bottom of my feet and my knees was burning, but I'm okay now since I'm sitting down, chilling. But she did say she had to. Now this is where Nikki is. Nikki is all over the place, and she was kind of like scolded by what's that lady name? I wrote it. Joy Reid from MSNBC. She was going back and forth. So they got into it so she was saying that Nikki was very irresponsible for using her platform of 22K or more to actually put false information out about the jab, and instead of her being using it for the good. But my thing is, it is her platform. She can do as she please. But my thing is, I think Nikki is very irresponsible because she said, how you doing, Aisha? She said she won't get the vaccine. She won't get the jab to go to the Met Gala, but she will get the vaccine eventually because she wants to tour. So my question is, because I'm for the vax, why not just go and get it since you planning on getting it anyway? Then she tweeted, it don't make sense for me to go ahead and get it don't make no sense for me to go ahead to I think it was the VMAs that she missed, where she already had COVID and she had to stop being around her baby. So she's kind of like all over the place. One minute she's saying that somebody got it. Then the next minute she's saying, she's gonna get it when she's ready to tour.
I just email TC the link.
I'm sorry, I'm having so many issues, and I'm on my husband's StreamYard account. So, and then I couldn't figure out how to open it on this daggone iPhone, but I'm here. So
that's right. You kept saying you don't like them iPhones.
Yeah, I was hitting buttons and didn't know what I was doing, so I finally made it on here.
Hold on, let me go up to. I missed a comment. I missed two. BB Nice answer me. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, Nick is kind of like all over the place.
Mr. Pisces.
I know. I just saw that.
Hold on, they talking about the patch. I'm trying to remember. How did the patch work? Was it a daily patch or was it weekly?
Coach White said she deflecting that she was served with them papers on the same day as the Met Gala.
Oh yeah, because they had to go to court, I think, today.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I did not think about that.
Well, praise the Lord, Trina.
They're all healthy kids. So she said they're all healthy kids now. She had 6. She had 6. She then got pregnant with twins, tubes tied, lost them, had a partial hysterectomy, and still got pregnant with twins a year later, lost them. Ooh, Lord, that's
on the ground. We in the same.
That's
in the same boat.
I'm not sure, BB Nice, if it is isolated incidents. I just that one cousin that she was saying that his balls swole up. But she said she had, and then I heard in one of her tweets, she said Drake had it. And Drake was supposed to be vaccinated and she had it. So there was a requirement at the Met Gala that you had to be double vaxxed. So you had to have both of them in order to come.
Right. She also was saying that people were being unfair because the reason why she wasn't trying to do something or another is because she had to tend to her young baby and traveling with her baby. But I still don't understand, what do that got to do with swollen balls?
Why would she be traveling with the baby? Now is not the time.
She said she don't have no nanny. You know, in one of them tweets, she said, I have a baby, a small baby. I thought her baby was a little bigger. But she said, I have a small baby and the baby don't have no nannies. So, but like say, didn't she say she would get it, but she wanted to do research? She did say that too. Like I say, Nick is all over the place. She's she's all over the place. One minute, my thing is, you got this big platform, so you kind of misguiding a lot of people, because one minute you're against it, the next minute you say, I'm not ready right now. The next minute, hey TC. The next minute you say she's all over the place. Welcome.
Hey TC, welcome.
Thank you. How y'all doing, Shelly?
And you?
Polo, Joyce. What's up to the chat?
Ooh. I'm on this. I told you and Shelly about this bed. I'm on this bed.
Yeah, but it's comfortable. You get the items. It say, why the Black community here in U.S. is so stubborn to take a simple shot. Why everything have to conspiracy, like?
Because of things that have happened to the Black community in America. So we conspiracy theory everything.
Right.
In the beginning, I wasn't for it. I said I wasn't gonna take it until after I seen a lot of other people take it. But then it seemed like every time Jay Wilson came on live, he was talking about somebody had passed. And I was like, man, it was just getting too close. I was like, let me go on here and go get this thing. Even though I didn't trust it, I still have my reservations. But at least I got something to help me fight with. That's the way I ended up looking at it.
Right.
And then too, I was like, me and TC, we veterans, we done been shot with everything. It's some shit we don't know what we done got shot with.
You sure right. And you're still here.
Right. I feel like this. I feel like this. If anybody doesn't want to take the virus, doesn't want to take the vaccination, they probably don't eat. They shouldn't be eating Chinese food
or McDonald's for that matter.
But y'all better stop.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Never make a decision out of fear.
Right.
Well, I did, because it was either, look, I DoorDash, I Instacart, I got several of them on my phone that I do. And I've been riding around for more than a year and nothing had happened. But is this variant D or D plus or whatever the hell it is? I wouldn't.
We on mute. We on mute.
I wasn't gonna fight. You said what?
We on move. I can actually say my decision. I don't even think I even had a decision. I remember watching the world just shut down last year, and I remember about my wife working healthcare. She took hers in February. I didn't see her have any symptoms. When I went to my sickle cell doctor, first thing she said was, "When this come available, you need to take it." That's all that was said. And I know with my immune system, without having a spleen, how I could be compromised. So it was just it was a no-brainer for me. And because I take the flu shot every year, so it was a no-brainer for me. It was nothing that I thought of, but I have cut a friend of mine hair that was very young. That was younger than me, that passed away from COVID, and her mother-in-law passed a month before her. And just to see just on the news, a lot of people close to me did not lose their life or didn't get real sick. But just what was a shaker for me was to see on the news all these people that are passing away without their loved ones. That's not a way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have nobody in there that can hold your hand. That's just like dying alone. And so it was a no-brainer. Like I say, it was nothing like. I had a lot of clients ask me, what you gonna do? And the first thing I say, well, my wife took it. She ain't turned into a monkey. She's still herself.
Did you see the couple recently that they had on the news, and the husband passed from COVID, and then the wife was pregnant, and then they said she died with childbirth, but then they still said that it was COVID related. So I think they had, I want to say like maybe 5 kids or something.
Yeah, I think that happened here. I think that was here.
Okay, yeah, I saw that in the news.
She died. They didn't to name the baby. They never got a chance to name. I read that story.
Right. Yes, I remember that.
They thought they was going to be able to take that baby home to introduce that baby to the baby's siblings, and they died, and the other kids were with the grandparents. That was sad. I want to. Armin Brown said, I don't get these people thinking any of these celebrities are responsible for putting out positive information or influencing us to do anything. You got a lot of people that go by what the what you call them, TC, the pro-black, what you call them? You say with the black leaders, what they doing, the celebrities, they follow along. They do everything.
Right, the conscious.
Yeah.
Right. There was another
I'm with you, Almond Brown. I'm with you, Almond Brown. Go ahead, Show.
Oh, no, I was saying there was another comment that Almond Brown had put up, I think 2 comments back, that I wanted you to pin back up there. Hold on. Okay, yes, this was a comment. It says, I really don't think any of the celebrities are responsible for what we should do with our bodies and with our families. I agree. Yeah, 10 billion%. But I will also say this.
Always.
With position and power also comes responsibility. And although she's not obligated to do anything, I still don't think you should put out inaccurate information to scare people, because I still don't understand what them swollen balls got to do Like my thing is, with men,
Right.
the one thing that can really put fear into a man, right? Beyond going to jail and all that other stuff, is losing their ability to please their partner. So the fact that any man would even think that it's a 1% chance or 2% chance that they would become impotent. Can you imagine how many people, knowing she has that huge platform? So no, she doesn't have a responsibility to be like, yes, everybody needs to get the jab, everybody needs to wear their mask. I don't even have an issue if she says I don't believe in it or I need to do more research, right? That's her right to do that. But when you go so far to talk about being impotent and a marriage, I mean, come on, a lot of women from the time that they're little girls, they think about, that day of being married, the house, the dog, the fence, and now all of that's coming to an end all over this jab. That's a lot of fear to put out there. And I think with her being in that position, she should have did better with that.
Well, you know what? And a lot of people, look, usually the U.S. they don't like people having fear. They don't like that. And the thing is, they didn't get a hold of this and explain to people what's in the vaccine. They should have did more PR, public relations, explaining what was in it and putting some of these fears to rest. But
Right.
it seems like all we're getting is fear-based news and everything. It used to be a long time they wouldn't tell people anything because they didn't want people going crazy.
Right.
But now it's just like, well, tell them any damn thing. It don't matter. They don't care no more.
Now here's a little piece of segue.
Mhm.
Magic Johnson was on Jimmy Kimmel's show, right?
Mhm.
And he was talking about how initially he wasn't really for the vaccination. His family really wasn't, of course, a lot of us, I mean, I still feel a certain kind of way about it.
Mhm.
So they were feeling some type of way, but I didn't know that Dr. Fauci,
Mhm.
I didn't know that he played a huge role in Magic Johnson's care with the HIV.
HIV.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
And
he's the only one I know that was diagnosed with. I thought he was diagnosed with AIDS, not just HIV. He's the
No,
only
HIV. Just
I-
HIV.
HIV.
one I knew back then. Other people were dying from it, and he's got a 0 diagnosis now.
right.
He's
Yeah.
been healed from it. They paid
You
him.
don't get
Well,
paid anyway, BL. But you know what? What I hear a lot is people say, I'm not going to take it because it came up too soon. These are scientists. And you know what? When I was doing a little research, getting ready for this tonight, I didn't know that it's a Black doctor that's behind the Moderna. So Black
Thank
doctor,
you.
her name is
Such a
Kizmika Corbett, 34 years old, black female doctor behind the Moderna. And they were saying something about the Moderna. I have to research this part, but I don't want to give out no false information. But one of my clients was saying with the boosters coming out, that anybody that took the Moderna shot is not going to have to take a full dose of the booster. It's like a half because of how the strength of when they created the Moderna. But a lot of people don't know that they work on this, that they stay in the lab, because every time you think about when they make the flu shot for 2021, that's not the same flu shot you're taking in 2022 that you're going to take.
Right, exactly.
They throw that out, start all over because you got different antibodies. So this is what it was saying about the jab. It was saying the vaccine teaches the body how to fend off the virus and to look for the virus. So it's not that they're injected it. That's what that dosage does. It teaches it. It's just like, have you ever heard anybody say if I have a toothache, back in the day, Black people, they always want to share antibiotics. Girl, I got a toothache, or I think I'm burning down there. You got some penicillin, and they tell you do not share antibiotics, because what it is if I'm taking your antibiotics, what they gave it to you for something else, and I'm taking it, what I'm teaching my body is to build up a resistance. So if anything critical happened to me and they're giving me antibiotics that I shouldn't even have a resistance to, all of a sudden I have this big resistance, and now they can't find anything to fight off whatever this is. It could be pneumonia, it could be viruses, it could be a lot of stuff. So they tell you don't take other people's antibiotics. So it's the same thing with this. Like I say, I don't shame. It's to each his own. I tell everybody, we can't cheat death. If for the people that's getting it and they still passing, it's underlying issues. And what I am noticing, some people are getting it and then they already scared. Like how Joyce, and I can use Joyce as an example. When Joyce got hers, she was
God.
She was scared. You could tell when she would come on camera. So any little
scared. She was petrified.
She blamed it on the shot until she found out she had stones. So, but that's just, and there was another country that did the same thing that ended up having cancer. But all of a sudden it's a shot.
I ain't never had a urinary tract infection. I still think it had something to do with it.
That happened too fast. You had just got the jab.
Let me tell you.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me say something. No, because let me say something. And we all have to be very mindful. And I'm gonna just say this: you all, as content creators, you all, as far as I'm concerned, you all need to be more mindful, because I think that you all have just as big sometimes, or even better, a crowd of people that you're listening to. Even if you think you only got 2 people in the chat, well, it's over time. It's over a period of time, and you're gonna have people in and out. Let me just say this: the way that you're eating, what you're doing in your present life, the things that you're doing now, I can say that meshing that with a vaccination, and if you're if you're a soda drinker, if you're eating too many Snickers, if you're eating a lot of and things of that nature, all of those things, when they get together with each other inside your body, I can say that they probably say, like, hey, what's going on here? So it's so a lot of times it's how we're living presently. It's how we're living presently. And I always said that V was a bully type of a V. And this is what I mean. When it goes into our system, it is sort of like what you said, Polo. It is there. It's a bully. And if it finds something that is in your system that is weak, if it finds an infinitesimal part of something that may be brewing in your body that may be weak, it'll go right to that, and it will ignite that, and it will intensify that particular situation.
There it goes. There. Now you just said something that's just backing up what I said. I ain't never had no urinary tract infection, no nothing.
But that was you
with a kidney stone.
That was you.
But you know what? A kidney stone don't come overnight. That was developed when I was already there. When I got my spleen taken out in '92, those doctors did a thorough check of me, and I'm gonna address. He should come in a minute. They did a thorough check of me. They checked my liver, they checked my kidneys, they checked my gallbladder, they checked everything. My spleen had been enlarged since I was a baby, so it had started giving me pain. So they did the check. So they was like, well, they checked my gallbladder. How do you think I'm 23 at the time, 30 years ago. So how do you think that those stones were sitting there? They wasn't bothering me, but they was there. So stuff can accumulate. So they was like, we going in, we're gonna cut you straight. I got cut like this. We're gonna cut you straight down, and we're gonna take a gallbladder we're gonna take a spleen off of here. And the gallbladder inside. That's why I had to get cut like that. So they took that and they took that, because like the doctor said, you got about 4 or 5 stones in your gallbladder. They're small, but over time they're going to get big. So kidney stones is like calcium buildup. It's a lot. They just like TC said, that shot could have set off a reaction. So Aisha say we should be concerned about anything that's one size fits all. Our bodies are not the same. I disagree. Our bodies are the same. We all have the same makeup. We all bleed the same. We all are born with the same amount, unless it's some kind of deficiency where you may not be born with 2 kidneys, but maybe 1. They might not all work the same, but our bodies are the same. So I can see, just like, I mean, I'm going to take it back to old school. When we was growing up, our parents didn't, I don't remember, but I don't think our parents fought against the polio, rubella, the measles, and the mumps vaccine. They took us.
Not at all.
And so eventually what's going to happen with the C19 is going to be mandatory. It's going to be mandatory. It's going to be another vaccine, just like chicken pox. 2 of my kids had the chicken pox. My 27-year-old, my 29-year-old had the chicken pox. My 25-year-old has never had the chicken pox because there was a vaccine for it. They found a way to say, we're going to stop what these kids was. You may still catch it, but because nothing is foolproof, because it's all science and it's all man-made. So I mean, I'm passionate. I do think we are the same. We are made up the same. We all made up with X and Y. We all have red blood. We all have veins. We all have the same makeup. Everybody heart on the left side. We are the same. Mm-hmm. So when they build it up in science, we are the same.
Now, I just want to go ahead, Shelly. I'm gonna let you go, Shelly, but I just want to say this. Polo, the females are XX and the men are XY, but interestingly enough, there are some of us who are XXY. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we'll talk about that at another time. There are many people who are XXY. Who are they? How can you identify them? There's a way. Okay. Howsoever, I would like for more of us. I think that this is just a time for all of us to, be a little bit more alert when it comes to science, asking some of the pointed questions that Joyce said. What's in it? Like, let's just say, what's in the daggone thing? I think that there's some of us who have asked. I know I asked the Black doctors here in Philadelphia. I got my answers. I know what's in it. I can't pronounce half the things. I had to look up everything, but I didn't mind them sharing with me what they had, what their information was, with what they had. I think it's all about us changing our conversation. And I think many of us oftentimes sit in places or are in places and we think about things and we never ask the question. And we always look for somebody else to ask the questions. I'm always that person that sits in the front of the class and people, ask the question, TC, ask this question. And I'm like, you ask the question. So we have to get back to that. Stop allowing other people to ask the questions that we want to hear and ask the questions. That's all. It's simple. Go ahead. Sorry, Shirley. Go ahead, sis.
No, don't be sorry. That's a very valid point, and you are correct. And with me, I ask a lot of questions. I ask a lot of questions to my doctors about myself, and then I don't just accept an answer. I want to know why I have to take it. What is it going to do? You learn that you have to be your own advocate. And these doctors, they work for you. If you're not comfortable, with your doctor, find another one. Now, VL is making some great points because I wanted VL's other comment to come up, but this one right here is even fine.
What's the other one about they paying the doctors?
Yes. And so, this is segue.
Anyway. Okay.
Now, y'all know the last time when we talked about this, remember, Joyce, I shared with y'all the number to call to get paid, to get the jab. And remember, I kept saying, well, when's the last time you've ever received anything good for free? And that's why I'm so suspicious about the thing. And then on top of it, you keep on pressing me out for, $1,200 and $1,300 to go and get it. All of that to me is fishy. But what I wanted to say beyond the jab, because what I do want people to know is that even though right now we're talking about the jab, we're going to be talking about everything. We're going to be talking about everything from like how we talked a little while ago about birth control. We're going to be talking about skin care. We're going to be talking about poom care. We're going to be talking about hair care, mental care, like everything that health is wealth is what we're going to talk about, because at the end of the day, you can be a billionaire, but if you are dead, none of that money matters. So what we want to transfer to our children is we want to transfer over to our children good health and also wealth. And those two things come together, right? So with what BL is saying, now, like I said, they want to offer about the COVID thing. And I've spoke about this on my channel before. Doctors get paid for all medications that they recommend beyond the jab.
All prescriptions,
and all prescriptions. And a lot of times people think and they say, well, you know what, my doctor's being nice to me because I went there and the prescription's a little high, so the doctor gave you some samples. No, the doctor gave you some samples because a huge pharmaceutical company came in there, because I work for a catering company, and I feel guilty because, see, when I first started doing this is before I had the diagnosis, right, of MS. Was taking no medication, didn't take no medication, said I would never take no medication for nothing, right? So these big pharmaceutical companies would order all of this catering and we would deliver it to these doctors' offices. It would be, doing their lunch and their this and their that, right? They're getting all of these bonuses, right? So they come in there and they give all of these samples. So basically when you go to the doctor, and let's just say, well, my allergies is cutting up. So the doctor says, I'm writing this prescription for Allegra, and actually I'm going to give you a couple boxes of samples, because that doctor's getting a kickback. And I'm not saying all of this so that people are paranoid and fearful of doctors, but I just want people to understand that this is business for them.
There you go.
This is business. They're not your family members. They're not always going to. You would like to think that they're going to do.
I know I'm talking. Look, I was saying I agree with that, because you may get a kickback because you have your own or your RX number that you can write scripts. So for everyone that come through, you may get a kickback.
Yes, they get vacations, they get bonuses, they get money, they get food. I have seen it. I actually, one guy, and I mean, he used to tip real well. He was a pharmaceutical, and he was trying to get me into it. You don't even need like a whole bunch of crazy degrees and all that kind of stuff. And you're going into doctors' offices, you're dropping off all of these bottles of samples and this and that, and you're giving them some lunch and doing all this other stuff. And you may leave the office feeling, well, you know what, I didn't have the money for my copay, or maybe the person don't have no insurance. So they're feeling like, well, I really got helped out. But at the end of the day, these people are helping their damn selves. It's all about, and this, a lot of this too is like my issue with doctors and even just the government is help us to get well. Stop giving us band-aids and a pill for this and a pill for that. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would.
Just a band-aid.
Right, a band-aid. I wish that they would incorporate a lot of holistic stuff like we talked about earlier. Most insurances, chiropractors is not covered. But in my opinion, I received more relief from a chiropractor than I ever received through management, right? Now certain things like water therapy could be very beneficial, but see, the insurance don't want to cover that, but they'll cover for you to get some Dilaudid or some morphine or whatever. And I'm just saying that some of the things that I feel like that they should offer and give us or try to incorporate, they don't. I think a lot of herbal things, I believe in that stuff. Acupuncture, something else that I've done, I felt like I got great relief from, but of course that's not covered under insurance. I'm blessed enough that when I want to try these things and I want to do these things, I can do them. But everybody can't do that. Some people are out here literally sick as a dog, and they're working 40 hours plus a week, taking care of kids and families and family members, and they don't even have the time, let alone the money, to go and do these these other things. I don't suggest it. As much as I love crystals, I don't suggest that anybody go buy a crystal and put it in their bra and say, oh, I'm going to be healed from this illness. You know what I mean? I know the mind is powerful, but I just would like for doctors to incorporate more holistic, and that should be an option. This should be approved through insurance. Now, since we are talking about things that the doctors do give, I've shared this information a while back, but I want to share it again because a lot of people don't know this. If you are a diabetic, a lot of people do not know that those protein drinks and those meal replacements are covered under insurance. You have a lot of people who don't know that. If you are a diabetic, I know at least in the state of Maryland, and I'm not a diabetic, but because I asked questions, I had a ankle injury, and I saw when I went to the place, I saw they had all of these tennis shoes. I mean, they wasn't looking like too much or nothing, but nonetheless, they were expensive. So I said, what are these shoes about? And the lady said, well, if you are a diabetic, you're covered for one pair of shoes per year. My aunt, who's been, well, I have two aunts that have diabetes. Neither one of them knew that. And since then, my aunt has been getting her free shoes every single year. She didn't know that you get covered to get your nails cut. It's somebody else that's covered under the protein drinks. I think it's if you need to lose weight, or you're considered to be morbidly obese or whatever like that. If your doctor writes the script, certain insurances will cover for those drink replacements the same way they do with the diabetics. And a lot of people, my friend's mother, she didn't know that. She started going to go get her shoes and stuff like that. Another thing is if you're in a situation to where, let's say, you don't have insurance, because a lot of the pharmaceutical companies, they will only help you if you have no insurance. And most, pretty much all of them, have their own independent program where you can go and apply for that medication, and the pharmaceutical company will give it to you for $0. And the reason why they do that, why they can afford to do it, is because, like how I paid $6,500 for one of my medications for a month, they can afford to do it because all that medication is hiked up crazy prices, and of course they're writing it off. So I'm just saying that for anybody who might be listening, if you don't have insurance for whatever reason, and you have a medical issue, especially an illness that comes along with no cure, like there's a couple people I've helped with MS medication. I don't want to see somebody with MS or rheumatoid arthritis or something like that, and you're suffering, not taking medication because you don't have insurance or you don't have the money. There are resources available. And if there's anybody that's listening and you need help with that, you can email me at shiquitath@yahoo.com. I've helped many people. I don't disclose that type of conversation. That's very serious. And I will help you with whatever you can, if it's going to help you to be healthy or live longer. The reason why we're doing this panel, each and every one of us, we've had this conversation. We don't want to continue to see our people suffer with health issues and not have resources and not have real conversation. So that's why we're doing this.
Right. Let me just say this. Shelly, look at it right there, in between right there.
That's your crystal.
Yeah, that's right. So don't hate on the that's right. I'll put it right here in my heart. That's right. You see those crystals? Those are my rose quartz. Don't do that, Shelly. Don't disrespect my gangster science.
TC, you must not watch my videos. Have you not seen me pull crystals out my bra on live?
All the time.
But
Yes,
the reason why
I see
I tell
you.
people, even though I do it, I still, if that doctor tell me, girl, you got to take
got
this
you.
to live. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
But I do, and the rose quartz, matter of fact, since we teaching on all levels, rose quartz that TC just showed you guys is very good for anything dealing with your heart.
She gonna advertise them.
She just wanted to show her titties. I can't stand her.
Yeah, they ain't going right, bro. 44 double D. Fresh. Yeah.
We want to send up a prayer for Aisha. She's still fighting this.
Yeah, I was reading.
She just lost her mother-in-law.
Oh my God!
Oh wow!
I'm so sorry.
That reminds me. Okay, what Aisha said, look at here. Let me. This is one thing that pushed me to getting the vaccine. Is when I heard people that had contracted COVID, and they were asking when they got in the hospital on their way out of here, is it, can I take the vaccine now? They was like, it's too late to take the vaccine now.
It's too late.
And
right.
it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I didn't want to be
like that.
I didn't want to be in that position. So I said, let me go. Instead of trying to fight it on that end, let me fight it on this end. I didn't know. I didn't want to wait and have to ask them, can you give it to me now? That's crazy.
Right.
Especially if you can get it. That's effing me up. I'm like, you in there talking about, can you get the vaccine, and you already got it. What you mean, can you get it now?
You can't get it. You can't get it. It's a lot of people that's there, and you can hear them saying, I fought it. And if I had it to do all over again, I would have got it. But Aisha saying, why are we pushing the vaccine so hard, but not pushing the basic? Our local school district doesn't have soap or sanitizers in the bathroom, yet they are doing vaccine drives to hell. I mean, you can push that too, but it's gonna be somebody that's gonna be a little trifling. They're not gonna go in there and fill up the soap containers like Voodoo was saying. They letting the kids take mass breaks, and they not practicing social distances. I done been in the store and somebody walk right up on me and be right behind me. And this is like in the middle. You know, it's just like people are. And I want to go back to something when BL was saying about being paid. Why are they paying us to take it? I think when this got out of hand and it killed so many people, and then we had Dumb Donald in office that just sat there and didn't try to do nothing and kept deflecting and kept saying there's nothing going on, and it killed a lot of America. Around the world, it killed. But if we just speaking on our country, it killed a lot. And I don't think it was, I mean, even though we're overpopulated again, but they're paying for the safety. I don't think they're just paying, because you got to think about it. The insurance is not paying for this. The government is paying for this. And so then you will have your conspiracy theories that will say, okay, well, y'all paying for it, and that means y'all putting the tracking devices in us. To me, I have seen my body do, before the flu shot, I would get the pneumonia. I would get pneumonia every year. So I have seen what a shot a year can stop me from being in a hospital. Going back to when Shelly and TC was saying about pharmaceutical places, this is something we'll talk about sickle cell another night, but I'm on some trial medication right now. I can't even tell you the name, how to pronounce this stuff. And I advocate to be my own doctor, where I'm going to research, but I'm on this medicine that's supposed to build up my hemoglobin, which will stop sickle cell crisis. They put me on some cancer medication one time before, called hydroxyurea. I stopped taking it because anything that if I look at the bottle and I have to wash my hands after I touch it, I'm not putting it in my body. So you can't convince me of that.
Right.
This medicine, they gave me these pills back in February. And how many? And I only supposed to get a bottle a month, and they mail it to me, right? UPS, FedEx brings this medicine. It's called I can't pronounce it, but it's supposed to be a trial for sickle cell. When you look it up, it actually tells it's a trial for sickle cell, and I think it is FDA approved, but it's supposed to get in there, and it's 3 pills a night. And those people call me every couple of weeks and be like, "You ready for your other refill?" I say, "Woman, I ain't took the first bottle." And she just busts out laughing because it's a nurse. And she said, "Well, I appreciate you for being honest." I said, "Well, I'm taking, the jab, and I don't want to put anything new in my body. And I want to be." So now, since I had that real bad crisis in my arm that lasted a week, I'm taking this medicine every night. They even was so smart. They sent me a whole packet of all the information. I have this little, I think it's for the old folks, but it's a little timer that sits on the bottle, and you can tape it to the bottle, and in 24 hours, every night in 24 hours, that thing goes off, and you push the button, and in 24 hours, it goes off again. So that's my reminder. And if I'm just drunk something and it goes off, and I don't really want to take nothing, what I do, because I know I'm bad about it, I take them 3 pills out, and they right there by the side of my bed, so I know they there. Before I fall asleep, I'm going to take them. So that's something, and I didn't know that till the nurse called me. She said, "Did you look in the packet?" I said, "I browsed over it." She said, "No, there's a timer in there. It's not like a clock. You set it to 24, push the button, and every night at the same time, it just beep, 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 and I push the button." Mm-hmm. So that's a reminder for me, because like I said, if this Sager is going to build up my hemoglobin where I have less pain crisis, I'm all in. I'm all in, because we all gonna leave here with something.
Right.
I mean, look at how I remember when I was growing up, cancer wasn't as prevalent as it is now. It is like taking over. You got cancer, the toe. I have a client. If anybody's on my Instagram, you see the lady that I cut her hair has stark white. It's the last video I did a TikTok on it. Her hair is stark white. She had cancer in her toe. In her big toe. She was TC's color. If you look at the picture, she's lighter than here. She looks like an albino. And the cancer took all of her melanin.
Damn.
Yeah, go look. If you look at my video, she has to dye her hair because it's stark white. And if you go look at her picture, she was actually darker than TC. And then she's like, her eyelashes are white. Her hair is white, so she dyes it. But to fade that is art, because you're going between white hair where she done dyed it black, and to get a perfect blend, it's like art. But cancer in the toe that they took out, and it took all of her melanin. You don't see nothing dark on her, nothing. You might just see around her lips, it might be a little dark, mm-hmm. But other than that, she's like whiter than my hand. So we getting cancer of everything, colon, we getting breast cancer, we getting of our digestive system. That I had an uncle, an auntie died of that, gallbladder cancer. Wow. We getting cancer, brain cancer. We getting cancer, everything but the heart. And the heart is a muscle of its own that has its own problems. We born with a lot, but like I told Aisha, I disagree, because we all did come here eating the same thing. My body can't tolerate and process sugar, so that means I may be a diabetic. So, but we are all the same. We just all have different ailments. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna jump down off the soapbox.
Nature, and then it comes down to nature versus nurture. What you do with your body versus what another person does with their body, what their nature, what their geographical locations are. Certain things may be more prevalent in the East versus the West versus the South, and a mindset. Sometimes it's about a mindset. I've noticed that when you come across people that are very sexually promiscuous, and all they do and all they think about or all they adhere to is this sexual promiscuity, they have their own, I guess you could say, demons. They have their own sets of problems. Getting back to prostate cancer. I've had a doctor who is a OBGYN. Her name is Dr. Jewel Pookrum, okay, from Detroit. She's now in Atlanta. She's been all over the world and back again. And one thing about that sister, she always talked about minerals, vitamins and minerals from A to Z. That was her book. But she talked about prostate cancer. And she talked about the misuse of the genitalia. And when folks, oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So when folks misuse their genitalia for, you know, for what it's not supposed to be used for, and just sticking it every place and any place and all places and things of that nature, as opposed to understanding that the reason why, you know, where does the sperm come from? How is it built up, and how does it get to the part of the body where it gets to, so that the ejaculation can happen? It starts in the brain, of course, the medulla. It goes down the spine, and blase blase. And her philosophy was that when a man just does it willy-nilly and goes and sticking it here and there and everywhere, you will find him degeneratize. His body will degeneratize very early on. And you know, I'm in my 20s and I'm listening to her and I'm whatever. And now that I'm older and I'm seeing that, and Joyce, you and I talk about this all the time. There are men that are in their 30s and 40s and 50s who are they have degeneratized very early in life now. And you look at them and you're saying to yourself, they're you know, they haven't gone to war. Okay. These are not disabled veterans or anything. These are regular in the hood, and they're drooping. They look like the Neanderthal, the Homo sapien with, you know, you understand what I'm saying? And it's amazing how we're seeing a lot of our people who we never thought, people of color who are melanated, have a very high concentration of melanin, would have these types of degenerations early on. And just back to your whole entire brain thought, and just doing and screwing and diving into everybody, because there are such things as sexually transmitted demons. But that's another topic of conversation. Let me just say this. Sexually transmitted demons. Don't get it twisted. Shelly, you said something back a couple of minutes ago. Big Pharma and the doctors meet here in Philadelphia every Thursday. And they meet in a particular restaurant, and they talk about, and they divvy out, and they have, you know, commission bonuses and things of that nature. And they talk about, like what you said, they have, you know, the caterers come, and, you know, they come into their offices. They talk about how they're going to divvy out all the money that they've made, blase to the blase. That's real business, and it is business.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly.
Don't get it twisted. Like I know some people say, "Oh, my doctor loves me," and okay, your business. Your social security number. Every time they ask you for something, what do they ask for your social security number, right? And because we all have a bounty on our head, don't we? We need to understand the finance system in this country, linked up with the health and quote unquote health system in this country, quote unquote, linked up with education, linked up with a whole lot of different things, and how they make it work. We know these things. Now that we know better, we have to do better. And we have to be very mindful of the information so that we don't trigger off people and trip them out. When we do get information, I'm very mindful about what I say to people, because I don't want them tripping out. And I'll give it to them in doses so that they can get it, so that they won't get too hyped about it. Because we have to be mindful that people can get a little overly anxious or overly like, oh my God, and then they'll flip out, you know? And we just have to be mindful of what we say. All and each and every one of us have to be mindful of that. But I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Shelly, for saying that. Big Pharma, the doctors meet constantly, all the time. And we need to be mindful of, you know, the way that we think about ourselves and our business. Taking care of ourselves.
And I think there was a comment that you had pinned up a little while ago, and I don't want to say the name wrong because it went fast. It was either Trina.
Trina B. About the pharmaceutical, where she was saying that she worked somewhere. I was trying to catch up.
Oh no, it's no problem. I get it. I just
it was Trina B. She was saying she works in the emergency. She was telling you that.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And that's just confirmation. You see how Trina's here knows about it. I know about it. TC know about the game. But on a positive note, because we don't want to just, we're not here to put fear, into everybody. We also want to give information that can help people as well. Polo shared some really good information earlier today about, shoot, I want to damn near call it a food stamp medical card, where you can buy your alcohol and stuff. I don't know nothing about that, and other people may have it. And I'm not coming for Polo saying, Joyce, are you okay?
She just falling out.
So I call everything food stamps if it's a deal. I call everything food stamps if it's a deal. But no, the fact that she can spend. Okay, Polo, go ahead and tell them about it, because people need to know about that.
Yeah, I am. Let me go back to address. Armin Brown said push choice. And I fully agree, because this is a choice. We're not here trying to bully anybody to take it. We're just giving out information. Now, one thing that Aisha said that she said, I fully agree, but Aisha said earlier that she feel like she has a better chance of surviving at home versus being in the hospital. I agree with you. The reason why you feel that way, when you shouldn't feel that way, but you have to think about it. The people on the front line, they've been fighting this almost 2 years, over 2 years. So they've been fighting it. They're getting sick. They're overwhelmed. They exhausted. They have loved ones probably at home. They're taking a chance. So they're going home and they're probably infecting and especially when this first happened. So you got to think about it. There's not enough beds. There's not enough manpower. So you may feel like I could be at home. And then you got to think about it. If you are in the hospital, that tired nurse or that tired doctor, how well do you think they're going to scrub down to come from that COVID room into your COVID room, or from even being in a COVID unit and coming in there where you at and you good? So it's just fearful. It's like right now, the statistics of people dying at home of a heart attack was very high last year because we were scared to go to the hospital. I could tell you, I had that crisis in my arm and it took everything in me. I was in so much pain. And I did not want to go to the ER because, for one, I would have to be in there by myself. My wife couldn't come. When I was in the hospital last year for 5 days, only one person. They had got a little lenient, but only one person. My kids could not come up there. If my wife came first, that was the only visitor I could have for 5 days. One of my clients came because they're a supervisor at the hospital. That was the only exception. Nobody would come because they wanted to make sure that the tracking who was coming in, and they wasn't bringing extra things in there and taking out extra things. So yeah, you're gonna feel like you can be treated better at home because you're gonna be fearful, even going into the doctor's office. But then Aisha also said, and I think you're taking this personal, Aisha, because of your choice not to get the jab. You're thinking that we are the people, not we. When I say people, the society is blaming people without a mask. I do blame unvaccinated people for the spread. Not saying particularly y'all that's here with me. I'm talking about the ones that are unvaccinated and will come around without a mask. I don't get into my client's business. I have a mask right here. I have plenty of masks, but I'm at the point, it falls up my glasses. I cut hair and glasses. I'm over them. But when I'm out in public, I have to have them. This is my space. I sanitize, I clean. I know for a fact, I can say 90% of my clients are vaccinated. I had this one client come in, and that's your choice, that's your business. He asked me, he said, Polo, I'm cutting his hair. He said, what you think of what's the one we just got? The second one. What was the second strand?
R&D.
Oh, the Delta.
Delta.
He said, Polo, what you think about the Delta? I said, I don't. He said, what you mean? I said, I don't. I said, I'm vaccinated. So he got stumbled. So, because I'm the type, I could cut your hair for years and don't even know what you do because I'm not nosy. I don't care. They don't got nothing to do with me as long as you pay me for what I'm doing. I'm providing.
Boom.
I don't care. I'm very nonchalant like that. I don't gossip. I don't get into all that. Like I do, everybody gossip, but what I'm saying, if I give you a real small example, if somebody tell me, if me and my wife are friends with somebody and they say TC and her wife, they friends with me and my wife, and I'm just gonna give your wife a name, I'm gonna say, man, I say, baby, TC came and told me her and Annie broke up today. And my wife invested. Oh, what happened? I'm gonna be like, I don't know. She be like, you don't never get the, because my main concern gonna be TC,
right,
my boy.
right.
Gonna be like, TC, you good? TC say I'm good.
Right.
TC don't want to talk about it.
Good. That's it.
It's over.
That's it. Right.
So my thing is, when he told me, so after his response, he got quiet when I said I don't think about it. So he go, so I say, you vaccinated? He say, no. I wanted to go in my drawer and give him a mask. But I told him, I said, when you bring your behind back here, from there on, you have on a mask. So he came this week. He walked in the door with his mask on, got in the chair, took it off. I said, where your mask? He said, right here. I said, put it back on. I said, when I get ready to do your beard, you're allowed to take it off. And when you take it off, don't talk to me. Because my thing is, that's your choice. But I feel like I have clients that are vaccinated and will come in here in a mask because they know they barber. They'll say, I feel it's disrespectful to you, Polo, for me to walk in here and jeopardize your health because I know I want my barber to be okay. So I feel like, so my thing is, I do blame the ones that when you go, and it's not us, it's you go in the mall and all of them without a mask. And they walking around like the world is like it was in 2019. That's who I blame. So you can't depend on nobody else. But and it is each his own. It is a choice. But the world is gonna get to the point. Texas is the only one right now that's not requiring you to be, if it's state funded or the state pays for anything, they cannot mandate a mask. How the schools had to go around that, they had to add it to the dress code because they tried to sue the governor and they knocked it out. Mm-hmm. Another thing I want to talk about while we talk about this right to choose, this abortion law that Texas just passed. That's very ridiculous. We're gonna talk about that one night.
Okay, I want to say this. Even if you want to, we could do that on the next.
Yeah, we can do that next time since we talk about this.
Kind of put into some woman's health. But what I wanted to say is, I was wearing masks before COVID was even a thing because my immune system is low, and I would get tired of going to
Shelly. Tell it, okay.
And it's full, and they in there snotting and doing this and doing that or whatever. I've always had masks way before COVID was a thing. Now I can't speak for every state, but my sister, which is No Salt BP, Sharon, she's on the front line and she works on the sea floor. She has not been home. She's not allowed to go home, despite the fact she has a husband, because she works on that unit. So even certain things that they're doing, like she'll take pictures and send pictures and stuff like that to me while she's at work, and they have like these bubbles. So sometimes when she wants to get a little air, do this, and I worry about her all the time. And so that's why a lot of times if y'all see me live or something like that and y'all see her drop down, and even though she was saying it's risky for her because she's been working around these people, even though she taking her own precautions, but she had just told me yesterday, she said, I'm purchasing a ticket and I'm gonna come see you next month, even if we just get together to have lunch, because I just need I just need to see you. And I said, even though I know it's risky for me because of what she's doing, but I also want to say this. Now, I do go to the doctor because I have a lot of health ailments. So a lot of my specialty, and that ain't even the right name. I'm thinking about specialty pharmacy. My certain doctors, like my neurologist and stuff like that, after a while, they don't want to do no telemed appointment. I mean, the last time I'm taking my phone, I'm scrolling down my legs, child, I'm all up my nose on the camera and all that stuff. Now, my primary care physician, which is a internal medicine doctor, do you know I have not seen him at all since COVID? He ain't playing with it. He don't even want me going to none of these other people. And he told me his words. He said, I don't want you. And I've had some emergencies, but he said, I don't want you going to the hospital unless you're dying. He said, and when I mean dying, I'm talking dying. I don't want you in the hospital with your immune system. You're not going to be able to do it. I've been able to slide through and just be, like go to like community radiology and different places like that. But now this month, I actually will be going to the hospital, and I'm not vaccinated. And I'm not gonna lie. Have I thought about, well, Shelly, should you just go ahead and get it? I still feel how I feel about it. And I just, it's tricky. Now I will say this. I have to get tested before I'm even allowed to even be put in the room. So I have to do that. And so, yeah, it's a lot. But
let me say something. This is bothering me. Where did it go? Aisha, you said, where did that go? You said there are people who got jabbed, went around with their masks, got 19, and made others sick because they didn't wear a mask because they thought they were good. Everyone should wear one. Look, let me explain. I know you have it.
Armin said that. That wasn't Aisha.
That was look, now y'all don't want us to make y'all feel bad for not getting it. Don't make me feel like enemy number one for getting it.
It's a choice. It's a choice.
Right. But I don't have a false sense of security because I got it. Because people that got the jab they still can contract it, right? We know that. So now,
well, as my sister, let me tell you, if it don't apply, let it fly. They ain't talking about you.
I know.
Well, let me address Aisha, because Aisha is saying I can't have the same false insecurity. I'm gonna be very honest with you, and I'm not living in a bubble and saying that I got it. I got a bulletproof shield around me. I'm just over the damn mask. I'm just gonna be straight honest. While I'm cutting hair, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm like this, and I have them back here for when. And I don't cut new clients, so I've been around these same clients the whole the whole pandemic. So I'm like this. They start talking to me. If I start talking, my glasses are gonna fog up. So I can't see. So I can only cut in these. I can't cut in anything that's made of cloth because I can't breathe at all. So it's hot. I'm old. I get hot. I get the sweating. I'm really over it. So my thing is, my mantra on life, give myself a fighting chance, but I can't cheat death. If that's how I'm gonna go, that's how I'm going. If that's what's in the good book, then I'm going. So I feel the same way for the ones that say they don't want to get it. But nobody can shame nobody. And I do agree. No, I'm not gonna blame. If I get it and they come in here, how would I know I got it from them? I could actually get it from wearing this just like this, and it ain't secure enough. I go to the football games. I go to the Texans game. And I ain't gonna lie, I be just like this in the game. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, my thing is, I did what I thought that I should do to give myself a fighting chance. And I take my vitamins and I do everything that I think that I should do. And if I get it, then that's that, But I'm not. I'm tired of these. I'm tired of them.
And so let me say something. let me say something. Shelly, you said that you wore masks even before COVID.
Absolutely.
I was washing my hands constantly, singing A B C D E F G. You understand? Or we were all taught this.
Yeah.
In kindergarten, preschool, kindergarten, first, whatever. I don't know about you all, but Clorox and stuff. I always put a little bit of Clorox in my water to wash dishes. Didn't you?
Hello,
oh, okay.
somebody.
All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me say something. I don't know about other people in other cultures. I know that like when I cook and I clean up at the same time. Now, if you got 7, 8, 9, 10 kids, you should just be cooking and the children should be doing the cleanup. But we clean our surface, Clorox, all that kind of good stuff. So like the things that they mention, when COVID hit and it's, started escalating on that level, this is what you need. The peroxide, I don't know about you all. I gargle with peroxide every day.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody.
I use that. That's okay. Come on through. Come through.
On,
that's part of my
turn
regimen.
to your neighbor.
Yeah. Turn to the left and turn to the right. I'm still gonna be here. Here's the thing, though. When I was vaccinated, I wasn't clueless nor naive enough to think that just because I was vaccinated, that I needed to stop doing all the things that I was doing prior.
Right. And I'm saying, and you know what?
Let me wait. Hold on, Joyce. I continued to do that. Nobody. Now, there are some people, Polo, you just mentioned, because of your career and what you do, there's certain things that you make adjustments, so forth and so on. But for the most part, you still put your tools, you still, go out and you handle your business. Yes, when you're trying to cut people's hair, understood. Definitely. That's understandable. Because I'm thinking about when you're cutting people's hair and, when you clean your utensils, which I know you clean your utensils because you talked about that and you talked about how in depth that you do that. I wonder how many people do that because the virus is in and on all surfaces. That's what this virus is. It's about surfaces. So people have it on their hair, they have it on their clothes, they have it on their skin, everywhere. So this and that and the other and the third. Here's the thing. We should never, I don't know who stopped doing everything totally. I'm never going to stop doing what I was doing when I was in the grade, the second grade, when my mother's a nurse. So she taught me all of these things. I'm not going to stop doing that. So I'm not going to stop doing it. I got the booster shot. We all got booster shots in our generation, and it's on our left or right, whatever arm it is. We got booster shots, but that didn't mean we stopped eating right. It didn't mean that we stopped, taking vitamins or anything. No, you don't stop doing it. You continue to do it.
You continue to do it.
Okay, so it's not no big old thing, but I get what you're saying. If you see people who do not, they say, "Oh, I'm clearing free," then that's on them because they're not clearing free.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we're not naive to think that just because we took the thing that we're clearing free, we don't need to continue to not only protect ourselves but protect others as well. Because prior to taking it, who knows what we had.
I'm still
so
wearing
it's not one of we don't need to get into a divisive type of narrative and a divisive talk when each and every one, when we're trying to give each other just a little bit of information. That's all.
As well as encouragement.
Hey, Berber.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, Berber.
And I do say, and I will say, if people have pre-existing situations, if you are a woman and you're pregnant and you don't want to take the vaccination, I understand. If you have other things that's going on with you, consult your doctor.
Your doctor may tell you that this is not good for you.
Right.
Shelly, I know you said that you constantly, I know Shelly said, throughout the whole entire time, Shelly, you've always been consulting your doctors about everything and, talking to them about from the beginning of, this this thing here until now. You continue to talk to your doctor. How many people are talking to their doctor? How many people who are not taking it are talking to their doctors? How many people who took it are talking to their doctors just about their own regimen and their own routine and their own health and wellness? I beg to differ in the Black community, and we have a problem with this, with being able to take and go and take care of ourselves with our health and wellness, especially our men, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that. We need to make sure that if we're going to be okay and asking questions about women and our yonis and all that good stuff, that our men and their balls and scrotums and urethras and everything else, they need to be clean. They need to understand when they wipe, they need to wipe properly too, and things of that nature. It's all, listen, we got a lot of work to do. And it doesn't mean it doesn't have nothing to do with just COVID. But what COVID is doing is telling us, get it together.
Right. Amen.
Amen. And
if you do it or not, get it together.
I have to say something on behalf of Polo as well, because a lot of times, and although we suffer with a different illness, like, okay, for me, I really can't be out in the heat like that. I mean, I can, but I'm gonna be sweating like a whore in church. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But so for me, even though I've been wearing masks before COVID, don't think for a second that it don't get uncomfortable and I don't pull that thing down the moment that I can, because it gets hard for me to breathe. I have scar tissue on my lungs. I have a collapsed lung. I have a lot of stuff going on with even with MS. It causes swallowing problem, all types of stuff. So a lot of times when we're not just, I mean, Polo is Polo, and Polo is human, like Shelly is human, but our bodies are different. And because our bodies are different and they operate different, what may be normal for some people or what they may be able to tolerate for some people, we can't tolerate it. Okay?
Right.
Like in this house, I can call my family in here right now and they will tell you, if they touch that motherfucking air conditioner, somebody's gonna die in this bitch. Don't you touch that motherfucking goddamn, I'm sorry to cuss on your page, Polo. Don't touch that button, because while they're freezing, I'm hot. My body is 3 times hotter, whether I'm in the house or outside. It's literally like a fire inside of me. It's part of the illness. So a lot of times, and this is why, I thank God that, I am the age where I am. I'm 45 years old and I'm comfortable within myself, and I'm not I need some company ass type of bitch. And so I don't have to constantly have people around me all the time, because what happens is a lot of so-called friends who are quote unquote healthy, they don't understand what it's like living a day with us and the things that we have to adjust and change based off of our illness. And you get tired of explaining and trying to educate, well, I got to do this because that, and I can't do that because of that. It gets old, it gets tiring, and it gets exhausting. And for me personally, I'm dealing with four autoimmune issues. My immune system is compromised like a mug, So at the end of the day, yes, we're on here and we are going to get a little heated at times about things, because I'm very, very passionate, when it comes to health, because I don't want to hear about people suffering. I don't want to. I don't like hearing about people being in pain. But what we're not going to do over here at any point, we're not going to shame nobody that wants to do a little marijuana. We're not going to shame nobody that got to take a little Percocet. We're not shaming anybody if they say that they don't want to take any pain medication. That's your choice. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this for the last time. If you do not have to take pain medication, you are not in pain. When you are really in pain, baby, you are going to take a pill or you're going to get an injection because that pain is that unbearable. When you say, well, I just take a little Tylenol with arthritis, well, bitch, ain't y'all all right? You in good shape. See, I used to be in that situation before I was diagnosed with MS. I kept going to the hospital and they kept giving me muscle relaxer injections. And you may have heard Montel Williams or Tamia talk about this before they were diagnosed. At this time, a lot of people didn't think that Black people really had MS like that. It was known to be a white man's or older person, white person's illness. So I'm living in a all Black area. I'm talking, my kids went to school. There were no white kids in school, right? So those doctors at that hospital, they're used to people coming in there with high blood pressure, a little sugar, maybe some heart disease. They're not thinking about no test. It wasn't until I moved in the area to where I live now, this more mix where you have more white people, you got some Black people and some Hispanic. And when I had an episode which was worse than I had ever been before, and I did think something of it, but when I was explaining to my friend how I was feeling and what was going on with my hands, she said, Shelly, I think you done had either a heart attack or stroke. Something don't seem right. And that's when I went and immediately that doctor said, I think you have MS. They did testing and all that other kind of stuff. And believe me, I've done second opinion, third opinion, fifth opinion. And let me tell you, whenever you're getting a second opinion or a third opinion, don't ever tell them it's your second opinion. Always act like it's the first rodeo and you don't know what the hell is going on. Even if I go right now for tests, I done had it 13 years. I will still go in that mug and act like because I want to hear what you got to say. And I want to see if it aligns up with these other people, are talking about. So the thing about it is it's a lot of things that I said I would never, ever do. But I'm doing it because it comes down to, do you want to live or do you not want to live?
That's
but we're not going
to
shame over here. We're just here to really encourage and get and give information. And if somebody can assist somebody with helping them to get through with something and just be healthy, that's what we're here for. But when you can, and whenever y'all get done with the next thing you have to say, Polo, if you could tell them about the things that you can get your medications over the counter, because I spend a lot of money on supplements and I don't, like that's a blessing right there. So I would love for people to know more about that.
I did write that down. And while you're talking about pain, my mind is gonna drop the my Delta 8 link in there. So I have a affiliation with Moonwalker, and it's a free sample pack. Anybody that wants to take the Delta 8 gummies is legal in all 50 states. Is it 50, 51, 52? But
not all 50.
50. And I also, while she's dropping it, I also have a free code for air fresheners by Ride Fresh. I'm affiliated with them, and it's also it's a code. It's just Polo, and you can get your 2 free air fresheners. It's Black owned company out of California. So
if
Joyce wanted me to share.
I got Avon. I'm the Avon plug. Okay.
All right. It's called United Healthcare. So it's an insurance.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just United Healthcare. And they have, I ended up switching at the end of last year when the insurance was rolling over. And they give, I think it's $250 every 3 months, and you can get your supplements. It's nothing that I haven't walked in. Well, I only went to Walgreens with it twice. It's a MasterCard, and it's $250 every 3 months, and then it rolls over. And they also have a catalog that they send you, and it's an app you can go on and you can shop for anything, for like if somebody need the pens, if you need alcohol, if you need pain.
Oh, wow.
If you need vitamin C.
It's just I just Googled United Healthcare. It's got
Dual Complete is the one that I'm on. Dual Complete is United Healthcare Dual Complete, and I get a $25 little card that I can use at Kroger or Walmart and get fresh fruit, vegetables, healthy foods.
Fruit and vegetables. That's right.
It's a healthy food benefit. It's a free gym membership. It's a lot of perks.
That's right.
And then they also call you and do like little studies, and then they give you get your choice of Amazon gift card or Subway or whatever you want. And then they ended up coming over, and I did a health assessment with a nurse, and they gave me a $50. It's like all kinds of little perks.
Right.
What's
Yo, Polo.
Hmm?
Not to stop you, but just to say that before COVID hit, I was the focus group queen. You hear me? If there was a focus group that, and you know how focus groups are, focus groups will pay you about $300, 50, 100, $50 for 20 minutes, $100 for an hour, all that kind of stuff. I used to do that constantly, y'all. It's amazing. And they need that for research. It's called science. You become part of science.
And when I do it on my channel, I will talk about again the researchers that pay, and not just for the jab. In any state that you're in, I'll actually open it up and go through it with you guys and show you guys how you can get involved in clinical trials. I think that they're beneficial if you have a diagnosis already and you want to get additional testing. Like, for example, when I go and get an MRI, my insurance, well, I don't think it's an insurance thing. It's just the amount of pictures they take. I get like 100 images, right, of my brain. But
right,
when
your doctor will give you a kickback because it's a trial. They're doing some kind of study.
Right. But when I go to NIH, I get 1,000 images in like less time. So there are benefits of stuff like that. So like I said, the next episode that we do, it will be next week, and it will be on Wednesday. It's going to be at the same time, and it's going to be on Joyce's platform. And every week, this is the type of stuff that we're going to talk about. Sometimes we might have a little bit more fun with it. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit more serious, but it's going to be all positive, and it's going to be all about just us as Black people, just being the best that we can be and trying to have, some longevity to our life.
I know that. Because we're going through some mess right now, but we're going to make it out of it.
And Aisha, I promise you, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna get me. I got some shields back here, or my mask. But this is another thing. I'm not making excuses, and then Aisha, but this is how I really. I mean, I have to be straight up honest with y'all. I feel like, because one while you couldn't come back here without a mask. I actually have a sign, and hold on, I'm gonna get it. Give me 1 second. Okay, I have this sign. Uh-oh. Don't ask me where I got it from.
I know that's right.
But I got it. So I actually have this sign posted right under my price list. And nobody could come back here without a mask. So then I started thinking, I cut a lot of police officers, firefighters, and essential workers. So I only had a week off. I actually had to go in an undisclosed location and still cut my clients because they had to go to work. They had to be on the front lines. They had to be out there. I didn't open it up for everybody, but I opened it up for them. I didn't charge them anything extra. So I'm thinking, I remember in Texas, they actually shut us down for over a month and a half. And they were saying because we work in close contact that we were at risk for being exposed. Okay. Then there was a debate on, do you do beard care? Because you're working around the mouth in the nose, that's where we get it from breathing. There you go. We get it. I might have to get one like that. I don't have one. I have that old one, like I'm going to surgery.
That's a sex toy. TC ain't fooling nobody. That ain't no daggone mask. That look like some stuff you get out the kitchen shop.
Daggone right. This is my Darth Vader. This is my Darth Vader.
What I'm saying, I'm going to tell y'all I'm going to do better. Listen to what I'm saying. So just listen to what I'm saying. So this is how I feel. So I feel like, it was a debate at one time between barbers. Do we just only do haircuts and then you cutting into your money, or do you go ahead and offer the whole thing. Most men don't know how to line up their own beard, so that's why they come to the barber. So then you go through that. If I say I'm only gonna cut your hair, but I'm not gonna trim your beard, edge you up, and line you up. If I don't know how to do it at home, what would I do? I'm gonna go find me another barber, right?
Exactly.
So you end up losing. So then I think then it's hard to tell them to be quiet once you have they're not masked because they still want to talk. They want to talk to their barber. I got one client, his mustache be in jeopardy. I have a razor up to his lip and he's still talking, and I have to tell him be quiet. Because I'm working. I'm steady, but I ain't that steady. You ain't gonna have a lip in a minute. What I'm saying is, so if I tell them, so I haven't went back. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't went back to tell my clients, if you're new, you have to wear a mask back here. But I don't really take a lot of new clients. I take new hair unit clients. They have to have on a mask and they have to keep it on the whole time. But I'm looking at what's the point. When you're gonna have, when I'm keeping this area secure, I lights on my chair after everybody get off. They all have different capes. They sit out, they air out, whatever. I have lights on wipes. I have all kinds of stuff, spray. I got everything back here. So I keep my area ventilated and everything. So if you're gonna have the mask on, the appointment is 30 minutes. If you're gonna have the mask on for 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the service, and then it's off, I'm still jeopardized. So to solve that, I will do better and I will wear a mask. What did CC got like that?
That's what you know what that
look like she going mining.
You know what that reminds me of? You know when you young and a man want to so-called fake compromise and he want to put it in, then he want to put on a condom midway, that kind of crazy crap. You defeating the whole point. What are you doing?
I'll take it out. I'll take it out.
Say I could do better, and I will do better. Because my thing is, I could go out and send out an email tonight and say, hey guys, when y'all come in here from now on, you're gonna have to wear your mask. They don't have a problem, but during the service, it's gonna come off. So it's like I'm still right under you where you if you ain't talking, you still breathing.
Right.
You welcome on me. So that's all I'm saying. So I think that's why I'm not saying I got so comfortable. I'm not thinking I'm invincible. At this point, I got it. So okay, I'm gonna say this is just say I didn't get it. And just say I can feel the same way. But I'm gonna say this. At this point, I got it, and I'm ready to get back to enjoying life. I go to the games. Last year during COVID, I traveled outside the country twice because I take 2 vacations a year. I only been somewhere once this year because I don't know what's closing down and blah, blah, blah. But I want to get back to living life. I'm 53. I was told by my mom I wouldn't live to see 13 with sickle cell. I'm 53. God say the same. March 9th, I'll be 54. So I'm at that point where I'm thankful. I wake up in the morning. I don't have time for bull cone. I don't have time for none of that. I want peace, a positive space, and I want to get back to living. Now, I'm not at parties and concerts and stuff like that, but I'm a sports fanatic, so I'm there. So I'm gonna get on a plane. I just
so I'll tell you this.
I can't control it.
I'll tell you this, Polo. This mask right here is very important. Thank you, Shelly. Put me on Front Street like that. It's very important because this is my Darth Vader. I have one that's a little darker than this, but I wouldn't be able to see y'all. But I have a Darth Vader shield. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then somebody else, you role play, and then your wife, she's Leah or something like that. I'm Darth Vader always, or I'm always on the dark side. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you can play with these things, and you can still be lively, still have fun, and and then as you can always say, may the force be with you. You see what I'm saying? Come on now,
Aisha, I feel you, because that right there is something else.
Okay, it's a beautiful thing. All of these are just absolute wonderful toys. I love these things.
That's a cute
Yes,
mashup.
honey.
I wish I'll be like, if you don't get out my face with that, girl, bye. Girl,
No,
bye.
honey. No. These are the one that I have. The other one that I have is awesome. I can't show you that. But this is the one that I wear out in public. You see
Wait
what
a
I'm
minute,
saying?
you got one where you be
With the ball gag.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all good though. It's all good. Yeah, and it is what it is. Yeah.
I don't know about that part of her life, y'all.
Mom been messing with you. She said lively, doing what, hunching? That's what y'all talking about.
And we're gonna cover that on one of these episodes too. I'm gonna get when I come through and I tell y'all about them Delta 8. I'm gonna have to tell you how, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
You might have to slow down on them a little bit. You know?
I ain't living on the edge, but I still want to live. I'm tired of being cooped up.
Right. You have living and you have existing. You're tired of existing. And
I have to live. I have to, because tomorrow not promised.
Hello.
Right. Even
it might not go from none of that seed nothing. Just might just go.
Right. And
my aunt lived 90 years old. She didn't have any of that.
Right. When you deal with health issues, you think differently. And that's why I love to travel and stuff like that, because for me, I like creating memories, and I always want to live my best life. So when I'm gone, nobody can sit around crying. Shelly did what she wanted to do. She went where she wanted to go. She lived by and played by her own rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to get and I will tell you that Polo, whenever we get back to your week, which you may want to talk about sickle cell too, but we definitely got to address some hair stuff. And I've been to school for cosmetology, so I got a little experience, but we have got to let Black people know it ain't no such thing as growing dandruff. Y'all have got to stop that madness, okay? Ain't no such thing. You never heard Black people talk about?
Yeah, they say, "Oh, that's them big flakes. That's growing dandruff." I have heard that before.
I don't deal with stuff on my scalp, child.
That's fungus. Clean your head, okay? You gotta stop. Oh,
there is baby face pimping over here. Baby face pimping.
That made my skin crawl. Ooh,
that dandruff.
I
have a thing. I have to scratch it. I can't just I have my guys when they come. And I just have to it's because they have a unit on top and the sides may dry. It's just I have to get it out the back here. I have to get it out the way.
Have you heard, and you may not hear this as much with men, but you have a lot of women who believe if they keep their hair dirty, that's gonna make their hair grow fast. They need to stop that madness.
Now I heard that we don't wash our hair as much as wash their hair.
I wash mine every day.
Wash out all the oils and the nutrients.
Now,
I've washed mine every day for years.
Because your hair is short.
Every day.
Because it's short.
It's short. When my hair was like Joyce's, I washed my hair every day and I loved it. Nothing was better. But right now, you think I'm gonna wash this every day? Absolutely not. Now I do.
You're gonna be washing up your styles and everything that you didn't got.
Yeah, a lot of times I will also, my hair can be braided or twisted, and I'll wash it with the braids and the twist in, and condition it and stuff like that. But just talking about health and wealth, it's all about being sanitary, being clean, just doing the things that we need to do. And sometimes it's not about breaking the bank. It's just taking a little extra pride in yourself. I don't understand when you see people walking out on the street and they got on, their night clothes and they looking all beat up and tore down and ripped up and beat. I mean, at least try to take a little time.
Why do people go outside like that?
Right. And it's not even to bash another woman, but I'm saying it because, like I said earlier, we can lose ourselves. You can be in a relationship and get so caught up playing house, playing wife, playing mom, playing whatever. I remember when my kids were young and we only got one girl, but I would spend so much time because I hate to see kids looking raggedy, snotty nose, and their mothers is hooked up. So I make sure my daughter's
to the
hair,
guard.
Do that.
my daughter's hair is done. My son's hair is done. I used to spend so much time getting my kids together that when I would leave out, I wasn't putting that extra. Not that I was looking like a bum, because I used to always keep my hair braided or something. But
your kids flipped out and represented you.
Right, that
They
extra
looked
15,
at them,
20
they
minutes.
knew.
Right,
Yeah,
extra
it wasn't
15,
the
20
opposite.
minutes on myself could have been the difference between, you know, some little banglets or some lip gloss or whatever. So in the midst of whatever you're dealing with, whether it be health issues, whether you're a healthy person, still make sure you take care of you.
Child,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm learning that the hard way.
You know what? I can't go outside looking toe up. I have an image to protect, and I'm always gonna think when I'm looking my regular, somebody gonna say, "Ooh, you saw Polo? Polo was in the store." And she was looking busted up, boy. She doing bad.
And that's always when you're bump into somebody. They probably accuse you of being on that stuff. I don't know what's going on with
I don't know what.
Oh yeah.
My daughter always be teasing me because she calls, she, "What you doing, mom?" I hear talking to these crackheads. They go, "You always out there talking to them crackheads." I say, "Girl, I might be smoking." She's talking about, "They gonna jump you." I say, "I've been to shot one of them crackheads. I'm not worried about them." But but my thing is, I just care about how I look. I came outside one day, you know, all I gotta do is get dressed and come to the back, and I'm at work. So I don't know what I was thinking. I had on 2 different reds. I had on some lime green shoes, and I went to go and lock my gate. The crackhead said, "Ooh, you tacky?" I said, "Well, goddamn, I must really be tacky if he doesn't told me I was tacky." But I
get you together.
Just like yesterday, I had on, y'all see when it live, I had on that striped shirt, and I don't even know what kind of bottoms. I think I had on some red warm-ups. But today I had on red warm-ups, blue shirt, and lime green tennis shoes. Just
that's all right. I get you. That's right. That's okay.
All I'm gonna do is get hair on it. All I'm gonna do is get hair on it. Because when I
wear 5 million different colors. What?
And I cannot go nowhere else in the house. I have to, soon as I finish, I have to go take a shower. I have to get that hair out for me. I do not. And I hate hair. I didn't ate a bunch of hair because it gets in it's in everything. And I just, even on the barber, I hate hair just all over my station. I hate it.
I have a pet peeve with hair. I truly
I don't like it.
If I when I buy brushes, if I was dressed, I would actually show you my collection of brushes. I buy so many brushes because the moment that a piece of hair gets in my brush, I put it in the trash. I know some people say you can pull the hair out of clean it. I literally put it in the trash.
Lord. Nothing, but that's your hair though.
I don't care who hair it is.
I don't like
it. It can be a wig hair. It can be my hair. I don't like it. And you know what else I don't like? I do not like when I go around people or you go to a girl house and they have a comb and they may be on the dresser or wherever, or they pull out why the comb got hair in it? I think that is the most nasty. No, it's like a phobia for me.
Let me make y'all laugh.
It makes my skin crawl.
When Shelly finished. Right. You know how you go to segue somewhere right quick. You know how y'all go to a funeral and it's a loved one, they in the coffin. And we're gonna talk about this one day too, because I have a fascination with death. And I'm not scared. My wife is scared shitless. Mm-hmm. She is scary. She's scary, scary. But I have a fascination with death. So I watch videos on here about burial. I have a fascination. So
I do it all day.
I cut this guy hair, and he works at a funeral home. And he told me something that threw me for a loop. So now I know all of y'all probably have went to a funeral of a close loved one, and you gave them a kiss while they were in the casket.
Don't say it, Polo. Hold on.
He said, don't do it again. Because the makeup artists do not clean their brushes. Now, when he told me this, the makeup artists don't clean their brushes. So you think about you kissing grandma, but you kissing all the other men and women he didn't put this makeup on prior to grandma.
So I don't play like that with.
So check this out, and attest to what Shelly said about the hair. I went. It was a friend of mine. We were good friends. We met. And we end up falling out over my prices. And I didn't cut her hair anymore. And I felt like if you're my friend, you would really support me and pay what it is if prices go up. I'm giving you deals.
Full
and you
price.
Huh?
Full price. Don't ask for no discounts.
But wait a minute, I was giving a discount, but when it went up, I give you a discount, you never tip. Long story short, I just distance myself because I'm not that type of person. If you're selling something, I'm gonna support you. I'm not gonna ask for a deal. I'm gonna pay with what you're asking, or I'm not interested, and I'm not gonna talk you down. So long story short, we had stopped talking for a few years. My daughter, her daughter are best friends. And all of a sudden, my daughter was like, y'all need to do better. Y'all need to do better. Y'all was friends. I was like, well, I'm not tripping, blah, blah, blah. So when my mom passed away, I feel like as a friend, no matter what we going through, and I lose my mother, you still should have reached out. I had a friend that we had stopped being friends for like 7 years. And that person reached out. And that's like, we were like that, and then we right back like that. Man, we just fell out over something dumb. I'll tell y'all this story time one day. But you wasn't there. So at the end of the year, I think around Christmas, right when I was in the hospital, my daughter called me and she say she want to reach out to you. And I'm gonna go back to that comb situation. I'm going there. So she said she want to reach out to you. Y'all need to do better. I said, well, I don't care. You can give her my number. But the conversation was, we never got a chance to lay eyes on each other because of COVID. And she was on dialysis, and so she had just got a kidney. So I did hit her up. It was dry conversation, but we were fine. I hit her up for her birthday. She missed my birthday, but she hit me up, and I knew she had got a kidney. I was just checking on her. I knew that she had caught COVID. And her mother-in-law, her wife's mother caught COVID, but her wife's mother didn't. She died. And I think she got out the hospital and she ended up going to the funeral, I think. And then a month later to the date, she died. So my daughter come to me and she said, Mom, now mind you, we hadn't set eyes on each other, but we was just lightly texting. She told me happy late birthday, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I think they want you to cut her hair. How do you feel? My wife didn't. Well, my wife wasn't feeling it because she was like, you're gonna go and you're gonna get sick. And I was like, if I can't get COVID, I'm gonna go. That's an honor. I say that's an honor. I'm not really scared because I cut my mom's hair. I didn't have no intentions of cutting my mom's hair. I showed up to the funeral home with trimmers to cut her little beard off here, but they had did it, and I had to freehand and cut all her fro off. So I wasn't. I was nervous. So and then what made me nervous because it was the canvas, because I hadn't cut her hair in a long time, that I didn't know what my canvas was gonna be. And I knew all I had to do was, I didn't have to cut anything. I had to give her a line up and sponge it and style it. And I ended up cutting some for the family. But it was an honor for them to ask me to honor my friend one last time. And I did it. I get to the thing, I have everything I need. Now, mind you, when you go cut the dead, you can't use razors. You can't do anything that's too, and I have clippers that are real strong like razors. So I had everything. I had my spritz, I had my gel, and I had to make sure when I went with a sponge, I still have that sponge. I never put it in nobody else's hair. It's just for me. It's separate off a brand new sponge. I took a brand new sponge. And I say I would never, that's nasty anyway. So I would never take nothing to the funeral home and bring it back in here. So the clothes, what I did, I left the back shop at my door because I didn't know what I was going into. I didn't know where she was going to be placed and everything. So I left the back door and I had clothes, and I got a full bathroom back right behind me. So I was ready to come in and, before going into the other part of my house. So when I get there, I have everything but a comb. I asked the man at the funeral home for a comb. Why this man gave me a comb with Betty Joe hair, Susie hair, Henry hair, everybody hair was in this comb.
I would have cussed him the living dog child.
I just looked at the comb shell and I gave it back, and I worked with what I had, and my daughter went with me, and I would have talked, but I got so many compliments the next day. The wife was like, no, the wife called me back. So I actually had to get off of work because she had to be, when I get there, she's dressed in a suit. So my idea, what I brought spray. I was gonna spray her because she don't have edges. I remember that. So I was gonna spray her lining on just fresh. She was gonna be icy. I get there, she dressed in a suit already, head hanging out the casket. So I was like, I can't spray because my spray might drip, get on her clothes. So I gotta improvise. So I used my spritz and my fibers, and I had. She was right. The wife called me. I left. The wife called me. My daughter leaves that day from the funeral home and go get her first jab because that was like an aunt to her. But do you know her daughter still has not gotten the jab? You lost your mother-in-law, your mother's mother-in-law, and your mother was in her 40s, and you still won't get it. But the wife called me right back and said, Polo, man, you made her look so good. The son at the funeral pulled me to the side. Man, you had my mama looking nice. You know, it was an honor. And now he didn't have no fresh comb, Aisha. They had bodies laying everywhere. So that's why right there, I would never kiss another dead person. I kiss my mom, I kiss my grandma. I never do it again.
Right. You know, we talk about, you know, the vaccinate or this V thing. I would like to even go in as far as places and things that we frequent on a day-to-day basis that are some of the nastiest things that can make us sickly. Like, for instance, they talk about our cell phones are the most germiest things. They talk about, you know, the toilet seats and things of that nature. You know, you notice it is just a lot of different, I guess, faux pas of, you know, things that, you know, we take for granted on a day-to-day basis. And so you never would think that a funeral home or, you know, funeral parlor would be that quote unquote careless.
Because they feel like they dead. They feel like they dead.
Right.
Up their face.
Right, and then they're gonna have other hairs and all that other kind. That's nasty. I get it, and I think it's disgusting. It's disgusting. But there's a lot of people that don't practice hygiene and don't practice health and wellness. And I think that's definitely another topic because it's disgraceful all the way around. I know people have this thing with the V, but I have a thing, like I said, with a whole lot of other stuff as well. Interestingly enough,
I don't use the same comb from this client to the next client. I mean, it's disgusting. I don't use the same. You know, it's just a lot of things. And I can actually tell you, before I was a barber, I'm gonna have to show y'all a picture one day. I used to have waves, a shortcut, waved up, and I remember going to the barbershop, and all you would hear was next. They ain't washing. They ain't spraying their clippers.
There you go, right.
They're not washing their combs. Better yet, they're not washing their hands. I worked in the barbershop, only female barber in the barbershop, and I would watch those men go all day, cutting 10, 20 heads, not washing their hands. I got to wash my hands after every client. I have to. I have a phobia. If I'm cutting in gloves, I'll change gloves after every client. If I use them gloves to do, gloves going in the garbage. I don't even touch you.
Right.
If you trying to show me something with your hair and I done caped you up and I haven't washed my hands, I'm not touching you. And another thing, just gonna segue right quick. A lot of people don't know when they go sit in stylist's chair, that cape is supposed to drop right here. It's not supposed to come up here because hair is germy. So it's supposed to drop when you drop it on, it's supposed to go just like that because all the other hair. And then once you put a neck strip, you pull it up. So if I sit in the barber chair and you pull that cape up on me like that, I'm about to go off on you. Because
well, here's the thing: not only the barber, Polo, but then the people that sit in the chair. Like,
I get clients that do it. Like it's just a habit.
No. This is what I'm saying. The people that get in the chair, are we sure that they wash their hair? Unless you actually wash their hair in that sink bowl, they sit there. You don't know where they're coming from, and if they have ringworm or whatever the heck else it is, we don't know that.
Okay, the tip to that, what my old teacher taught me, a comb gonna tell you everything you need to know. Before I comb, if y'all ever watch me, and I've been doing this 12 plus years, anybody head I cut, unless you bald, a comb is always in my right hand. I'm going to comb through your hair while I'm asking you what you want. As I'm combing through, if I hit a snag, you're going to say, ouch. So there's probably a wingworm or there's something there. So I comb and cut. I comb and cut. So before I'm always combing and I'm asking you, what we doing today? Are we going to do the same thing? And even my regulars, I comb. So a comb is going to be your best friend, is going to tell you everything. Now, as far as, because I don't offer shampoo service, that's bad on the back. And it ain't enough money in there.
Oh, it is. It's bad.
But,
that is, shampooing is hard.
That's bad on the back. Oh my God. Because
it's a lot.
Shampoo, you standing straight and you still, that make your back hurt. But another thing, so one thing I did learn is that, like, just say a person, they came from outside and their hair's wet from rain, but it's dirty. And you have to blow dry that hair before you can cut it. Now you're ingesting all of those fumes. Like I had, like Shelly said about wearing masks before C19. I had bought 100 masks before C19 because a barber on Instagram that I network with a lot of barbers on there, and she told me, she said, we ingest a lot of fumes. If it's nothing but from the sprays we use, from blow drying dirty hair, you ingesting all that, and that gets into your lungs, and that can give you diseases and stuff. And I had started, I actually had bought the masks in preparation to wear them, and then everything happened. But you have to be careful. And I tell a person in a minute, your hair dirty, I'm not ingesting all that. I'm not.
No, that's why I went to cosmetology school.
Yeah, a clean towel. But I know a lot of people go. I worked with a barber before, and I know I worked with this man a year and almost 2. He never took that nasty little cape home. That cape was there 2 years straight. That same little black dusty cape. My clients will come in here and tell you, I got a different cape. I got drawers and drawers of capes, and all my capes cost $60 and up.
Now I know we've been on here for like almost
2:16
hours, right?
But
I have to tell y'all this before we go. I need y'all to brace yourself, okay?
Okay.
2000, I believe it was 2004. Going to beauty school, right? Cosmetology school. So we used to go on little field trips here and there, just kind of basically in the ghetto. You know, we go to the beauty supply store, we go to the nail shop or whatever. So the my teacher started telling us about when you get your eyebrows arched, how technically everything that they're doing is really against standard, because they're double dipping. They're taking that stick, they're double dipping, they're not even supposed to be reusing the stick. And y'all already know that them,
thank you,
God forgive me to the Chinese people, but you know they're not supposed to be blowing their bad breath all up on our face and stuff, call themselves cooling off the wax and all that other stuff, and then using them tweezers. Everything that they're doing is honestly against health code, but it gets worse. So she said, and I've never gotten one before. Yes, I shave, but I've never had like a Brazilian wax or anything. So she said, do you know that they're using the same wax to wax the bikini area, and whichever as they are on the eyebrows? They said, why do you think a lot of people go and they end up with all of them bumps up on their face? Some people end up getting herpes. You can get all of this other stuff. She said, y'all think I'm lying? So we went on a field trip. We went to different locations and we act as though we were interested in getting the bikini wax. So then we wanted to know about the waxing for the eyebrows and everything. And it was the same thing. Not only that, they're letting that wax, they heat up and then get cold and reheat up and use. And I'm telling you, after that, I was pretty much getting my eyebrows arched with razor. You know, now I pretty much do thread, but I mean, I pretty much do nothing because they all out of whack or whatever. But a lot of people don't know how dirty it really is when you go get your eyebrows waxed and shaped. And not only that, those and I love getting my, you know, which I haven't got my feet done in a long time because my feet, especially at the bottom, are very sensitive because of my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
But she was explaining that when you're soaking your feet in that thing, that all of that, the dirt or whatever else from your feet, and how it really never pulls out of it. She said it is better to take one of them basins from the hospital
Mm-hmm.
and soak your feet in that and give
And
your
soak
own
your
self
feet
a
now.
pedicure before you go to the salon and get a pedicure in the nail shop. She said it ain't nothing but basically an infection waiting to happen.
Our
Okay.
infection.
So
She's
I
right.
hear they do those little plastic. They cover
Mhm.
the bowl with the plastic. Like I remember in barbering, y'all remember back in the day the old men would get the shave and then you would
mhm.
sit with the cup and then they would have the lather and they would take the brush and brush it on. That's outlawed out here in Texas because of when AIDS came out, cross contamination. You don't do that razor where you stroping like on The Color Purple. We got
Right.
disposable razors, and you're supposed to change a razor after every client. A lot of people don't disinfect they shears and they all kinds of stuff,
Well,
Right. And
So
and then you got them
Go ahead.
you got the
I'm pretty sure, Shelly, that in Polo, Joyce, that there are, like, I think each and every one of us could probably come up with at least 5 off the dome, and those of you who are in the chat can do the same thing, of things that we're like, oh, and it just makes you like want to. It's just grotesque. I don't like going to the store and I'm using my card. I don't like giving my card to anybody. I don't, and they don't hold it the way that they're supposed to. They put their fingerprints on my card as opposed to holding it at the side. And
Right.
I have to say, hold it on the side. Do not put your fingerprints on it. Don't touch it.
Right.
Okay.
TC, have you
You
seen those
understand?
new things they have for when you're using your bank card or whatever, like if you at the ATM or you at the slide where instead of it's a touch free. I just saw it for the first time the other day, and I'm always buying
Yes.
stuff even if I don't use it. Have you
Yes.
seen those?
I
You
have.
have one
I have
on your
seen it.
key ring? Okay, yeah. So you don't have to be putting your fingers and putting in your PIN number and doing
Yeah, I
all
got
that
one
kind
that
of
opens
stuff.
the door, push buttons. I didn't broke one of them. I got 2 more where I can
Right.
open
I don't
the
like
door
all
with
that
it. I
stuff.
can push
Ugh.
buttons with it. But most of the time, I'll use my shirt if I don't have my keys with me. And I'm gonna tell you another thing that I don't know if y'all.
But see, let me just say something about COVID. COVID even lingers on our clothes. So it's a surface virus. So it stays on metals at least 72 hours. It'll stay on like wools and cotton 48 hours. It will stay on, table surfaces, marble and granite at least 8 hours. So even, it's crazy. It's ultra crazy. But I see, as long as it's your shirt, I got you, because that's what I do.
Right. But
Now,
y'all know about
Sarah.
the hold on, Shelly. Y'all know about the gloves when you pump gas. You should ever since the virus. I have sanitizer in my truck. I pump gas with that same. I only use one because I'm right-handed. I go open the door. I pay for my gas. I come back. I pump my gas before I get back in my truck. I pull that glove off like that way where it balls up, throw it away, get in my truck, wipe down, and go.
I don't have that. I've heard of it, Polo, but I don't have those.
What gloves? It's just a regular glove. Like
just okay, yeah. I thought it was the other kind that people are using.
So what you do is put you some gloves in your car. You only need one.
Right. So okay. Yes.
The way how you take it off instead of going here, because now you infecting this hand.
Right.
So you're gonna go here.
There you go.
And then you throw it away. I'm gonna use this. It's good. But because I got like
I was doing this before I was doing that before COVID and still doing it when I'm forced to have to pump gas, which is not too often. But is Joyce high?
I know her. She is a trip. She in her own little world.
So she has been giggling and cackling and just carrying on today. What the hell is going on?
You know what? If we could all read each other's minds, we would be surprised what people really thought about us. Seriously, you know, a lot of times, you know, people don't realize what you know, and it's just amazing. You know, that's why it's not always good to say everything that's on your mind.
Look at this comment.
Who's it?
And if you don't want money, I'll take it. Well, Donna, when the pandemic first hit, you had to pay me Cash App, Zelle Pay. I wasn't taking no cash. I just recently
places out here still not taking.
A lot of people not taking cash. They'll say it's a penny shortage or coin shortage. I see that, and they not. They don't want to give your change back. So, card it is.
They're not doing cash out here like that. But I think it was Sarah. Sarah was talking about the nail shop, and Almond Brown was saying that her person throws the stuff away after each time, which she found a good person. But
some people don't have it. That's lack of integrity. Lack of integrity. Trying to cut corners and save. Money. Trying to cut corners and save.
And do y'all know that most of them nail technicians don't have no license? It's really only about one in there. They got the license and they teaching the rest of them. The rest of them people not qualified. Half of them ain't even old enough to be doing it. They ain't been to no state board to pass what? Where? No.
I went to a funeral one time and my neighbor, he kind of weird. Almost say, give me my money.
I'll be back.
The man kind of weird, so he tied my tie for me, right? And as soon as he brought it out, he went in his house and tied it. As soon as he came back out, I sprayed that tie down with that light. What's up, Christopher W? Well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes, it's been a long show, but it's been a nice show, and I appreciate you, Polo, for hosting this on your panel, and
no problem.
Joyce and TC for coming through, because this was like needed for my soul, honestly. You know, it's just been so dark. Like I'm tired of that, and we need to to have some balance in the midst of all of this other stuff.
We're gonna preach choice. You have the choice. It's your choice to get it or to not get it. So we're not. That's what we're gonna be pro-choice.
Right, because we have 1 out of 3. I don't have it, and the other 3 do. So we're not going to judge people either way.
And if you don't get it, just remember, if you get the V, if you get the C, if you don't get the V, you don't get the vaccine, and you end up contracting the virus, go and get that infusion. You have between 7 to 10 days to go get that infusion. Don't forget about that infusion. It starts with a C. Mono something. Ask about it, because somebody was talking about it earlier.
Sarah say it's good to see folks just talking about shit and not hating. Tell me about it, Sarah.
Yeah, you know, honestly, when we talk about the hair and if we get into the nails and all that, it would be even nice for Almond Brown to hit the link when we get into the, you know, the hair stuff, because a lot of people need to take more pride, you know, in their scalp. The cleanse is not about the styling and all that other stuff.
I can't deal with diseases. I can't.
That might be good for next week's Joyce, since Joyce do makeup, and with the she can talk about the cleaning of the brushes and how often and just do like hygiene.
I can't deal with nasty scalp. It freaks me out.
Oh, she already got you plugged, Armin. Thank you, Armin.
Thank you, Armin. I can't deal with the nasty scalp. That's too much.
And guys, I put Armin has dropped 2 links if you want some free air fresheners. They are very good air fresheners, Black-owned company. There's a code for 1 month free. You get 2. And also, if you're into Delta 8, need something to fight pain, help you sleep, for anxiety, there's a link that she dropped where you can also get TC is back. Where you can also get a free sample pack and you just pay the shipping, or you can go on there and shop. It's a lot of good stuff, and the gummies are great. I think, Joyce, did you ever get yours?
What?
Your gummies?
No.
I
thought you ordered some.
I did, but I never got them.
That's weird. Yeah, check that, because they usually come in like about less than a week.
I know. It was well after a week. I never got it.
Aisha said thank you for putting that out there about the plasma infusion.
Right, yeah.
She said she couldn't take it. My friend took it and it helped her greatly. However, the Black community. Right, I seen Aisha left a comment about a friend actually asked her doctor and she was the only Black person there.
That's why I told y'all, go back on my people on my platform. I told y'all Maddie, T.S. Madison and her mother had COVID, remember? Mm-hmm. And Miss Mary didn't have the vaccine, and they had to get that. Her mother had to get that, and Maddie, that's who put me onto it.
Okay, I had never heard of it. I think I might have missed that live, but until Aisha was talking about it.
Yeah, if y'all go watch T.S. Madison's, let me find it real quick because I want y'all to see it. It's for real. People need to. I'm gonna tell you the name of it.
I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I've had a really rough day today, and I really thoroughly have enjoyed myself with you ladies on this panel and everybody in the chat room.
I was looking forward to it. I was so busy. I didn't get a chance to, because I had some videos pinned that I wanted to listen to. So while I was taking my shower, I was listening, because I told y'all I do everything with these. I was taking my shower and I'm listening. I was like, I didn't get to do my homework. I was excited. Then my daughter was trying to get me to cut my grandson hair late. Knowing I've been on my feet all day, I didn't even get a break like I thought I was gonna get a break. And I was like, now I got something to do at 7. And I already told my wife, I say, hey, I got a video at 7. You know, I'm excited about it. And
that's right. You tell her, Polo. See, we got to start telling them and not asking. You see what I'm saying? Because you understand.
Don't let TC get you fucked up. I'm just saying. So, Miss, it says battling the.
She said start with a letter M. Aisha said, Joyce.
Oh, okay. Go watch Maddie's. It says battling the !19 my story and treatment. T.S. Madison. It was 2 weeks ago. It has 95,000 views.
Oh, wow.
Go watch that video, y'all.
Wow.
She gives you some good information.
I saw that.
Shelly.
What was your question, Aisha? I probably didn't
about the horse sweating in church. You said something about horse sweating in church.
Ask TC, she know about that.
Hey, that's when you get up in there and the minister and the preacher start preaching to your spirit, start telling you some things that touching degrees with your spirit, and you're in there sweating and nervous. You know, sweating like a whore.
I think that was the best little cliche that was said tonight.
Sweating like a whore in church.
Yes. Yes.
I'm about to jump up, get ready to close it down.
I'm gonna get my husband his phone.
Thursday night football.
I'm finna get back to work.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed you all. And next week we'll be on Joyce's channel.
A lot.
That's it, Aisha, right there.
Oh, that's it right there.
Yep.
Hold on. What did she say? Hold on. I missed the thing. It says Shelly something. Almond Brown says Shelly something, but you flipped it off.
Oh, she told you. Here you go. I just had unpinned it. Glad you had a good time.
It was today was very today was a heavy day for me, and so I
gotta go, y'all. I already got hit.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's just say I gotta go make my money.
See you ladies
Don't
later.
Don't let that money make you. Be careful.
Make money.
All right.
Peace.
Everybody can say
ladies.
Closing words, and Shelly gone, so it's just
they gone. Thanks a lot, Polo. You see it. See, the thoroughbreds have to stay up. You see, they have to go. Okay.
No endurance.
Don't tell them I said it. Don't tell them I said it. Okay. No, thank you. I apologize for my little tardiness. Something came up, had to handle some business, and but nonetheless, still trying to make it here as well. So thank you so much for having me on the panel, and look forward to next week and weeks to come. All right.
All right.
Excellent. All right, and to the chat, love you, Aisha, Almond Brown, and everybody that's been in the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Everybody have a good one. Peace out, Polo.
All right now.
Anchor away.
All right now. Have a good one, bro. All right, y'all. I appreciate my mod for coming through. Thank you, Armin. Thank you. I owe you. And I know you got to go cook dinner. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. I enjoyed myself. It was very informing. And next time I won't be so behind in the chat, but I was trying to get everything, got to talk and forgot about y'all was over there. So I apologize. My apologies. And she said we slick petty. That's all right. But I did appreciate it. And if y'all got any questions or anything y'all want us to talk about, or if y'all want to keep expounding on this topic, we can keep going on. But I got to get, the Giants are beating the Redskins right now, so I got to go get to that. And Aisha, I hope you get to feeling better. And I'm, sending up prayers for your mother-in-law and everybody else that's sick. And we're gonna keep you lifted so you can get better, so you can come color with us or diamond or paint. Army got to set that up so we can get back on track with that. So I appreciate everybody. I appreciate my mod. I appreciate everybody that stopped through. I appreciate everybody that thumbs up the video. I appreciate everybody that took the time for the first time, came and subbed. I appreciate everybody for sharing the video. And I'm about to be out. Y'all have a blessed night and have a good rest of the week. And I'll be out. See y'all. Peace.